Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach, and today I'm going to be unboxing or unpackaging the Tapestry Fantasies and Futures expansion. Along with, at the end, I ended up getting the Tapestry folded space insert, so I'll just take a quick look at that. Obviously, it won't be put together, so we'll only be pretty much looking at the materials, but we'll take a look at that as well. But anyway, if you've been around the channel at all, you know Tapestry has been my #1 game of all time. We'll have to see if it still holds that title this year, later this summer. But yeah, it's just one of those games I really love, and I was really excited for this upcoming expansion. The only sad thing about this whole thing was it sounds like this will be the last or final expansion to Tapestry, so that's kind of a little sad, but I suppose it allows them to well, I guess Stonemaier did not create the insert, but to kind of sell an updated and final insert, because they will not be adding any more content. And oh boy, you can see also that the expansion is a little bit different than the other ones. The other ones come in boxes, whereas this one they put it all in an envelope. So when I first heard that they were doing that, I knew that it was likely going to be, the content was likely just going to be cards and kind of anything that was probably more flat, so there wasn't going to be any more of the buildings, which is kind of sad. I've really enjoyed the buildings from the first 2 expansions, if you've played those ones, the new landmark buildings. But there was also quite a few of those already as well, so I wasn't too disappointed by that. But anyway, I believe, so what do we got here? So we got Shadow Empire 2-player variant. I think there's already one of those. I don't know if that's specifically for more rules for this expansion. But then we've also got a Tapestry Automa rulebook. So I think in this expansion they included 2 complete rule books for both the solo mode and then the full game. So it has all the rules for all the expansions in them, which is really nice. It's kind of strange though, because then that means you have to buy this particular one if you want all the stuff, but I'm guessing if you're buying this one, you'll probably be at least thinking about buying the other ones as well, so it's probably not that big of a deal. But it's also got some temporary civ adjustments. It sounds like maybe there'll be in the future some updated civs that kind of make up for this page, but the rulebook feels really nice. I like that they've started using this size of rulebook. It's a lot easier to flip through. It's not too large. Like the original one was almost the size of the box, which is like it's kind of ticket to ride size. The box itself is bigger, or thicker, but it's ticket to ride sized overall. So it was a pretty large rulebook. So I do like that they've gone to some smaller rulebooks. But then we've got some new Tapestry cards. Alien Disclosure, and I think this is one of the things that they added. I can't remember if they're called charms or something. I didn't want to be too spoiled. I wanted to just kind of enjoy the new stuff when it came, because I love everything Tapestry. I knew I would, pretty confident I'll enjoy it. I'm hopeful. But I do love the artwork that they use on all these Tapestry cards. I do like the thought of being more kind of fantasy themed. That's a pretty cool thing. It sounds like Jamie said that originally that was kind of what he was hoping to do with it, and then it kind of just went a little bit away from it. Not totally away from it, but this is going to be much more fantasy driven than anything else in Tapestry so far. Yeah, I always love these new cards, and it'll be interesting to see how these, I think, like I said, they're charms, or how that ends up playing out. I'm looking forward to it. And I think maybe the next game of Tapestry I play, I'll just put all of these kind of on the top. Or maybe, I don't know. I suppose then you wouldn't have any trap cards if I just put these on the top. We'll see. Maybe we'll have a non-trap game of Tapestry. just so that we can try out some of these cards. Then we've got some more cards. Okay, so I think some of these. So these are, if you've bought so this was the second one. Arts and Architecture expansion. Some of the this stuff was like flipped accidentally or mirrored, so that if you did actually pick up this building, it didn't actually fit. Well, I think this is the correct way, but I think it was like flipped around, so it wouldn't have actually been that shape. However, it was mirrored, I think. So those are kind of some correction cards, and I think tuck right half. Okay, I'm not sure. These must be either solo or that two-player thing. I think there were some other cards that were updated. This must be one of them. Oil paint, because this one looks familiar. Golem minions. I don't think that was a new one. Or I think that was a new one. I think it might just be this oil paint. I think there's one other card or something, and maybe there might have been a tapestry card or two that they redid a little bit just to make it, just to fix something. I don't remember though. Not 100% sure. But then we'll break into the new. Well, we'll save the civilizations for last. But actually, I like. One of the things I liked the most about the last expansion, the arts and architectures, even though the arts track was really cool, I think one of my favorite pieces was the new capital cities, the new capital city mats that were kind of a little more thinky than kind of the original set in the pack. And I think they made a few more of those in here, so I am really looking forward to trying these out. I loved all the other ones, so I'm hoping these will be no different. I'll definitely be using these immediately in my next game. So we've got Quagmire, Savannah, Vale, City in a Bottle, so that's kind of what the envelope packaging is based off of there. Netherworld, and Polar. That's kind of Minnesota right now, so might have to try that one and see if it feels thematic. But then it looks like the last thing in here will be the civs. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm most disappointed about. Is honestly, I don't really want other new things for Tapestry, but I'd always love probably more capital city mats and more civilizations, because I think there's just with the creativity, I think you just come up with so many more if you wanted to. And I'm always loving to try out new ones. So, looks like we've got Artificers, Celestials, Elder Ones, Fey Folk, Genies, Illuminati, Merfolk, Psionics, Wee Folk, Werefolk. Okay, looks like Werefolk was the last one. I think out of these ones, not really knowing anything about what they all do, I think the Merfolk are the ones I'm going to want to try first. But these all look pretty exciting. Like I said again, the artwork by Andrew Bosley is just amazing. I really love the artwork in Tapestry. It's one of the things that draws me in even more. It's just a total amazing production to the whole game, and yeah, the artwork definitely helps even more. So it's just crazy how good the game looks, in my opinion. Then we will just briefly look at this folded space inserter, see what's in this box here. If I can get it open. Oh boy. It looks like. And I never had a folded space insert before. I've had a couple different inserts in the past. Looks like there's some instructions. I think I saw on Facebook that, I don't remember if it's all the instructions are incorrect or if it was just depending on how you were building it, but I think there were some updated instructions on how to put these together. But it looks like it's just sheets that you're going to put together, and I think you can glue them. I think people are saying like Elmer's glue or something. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I mean, it looks like they added some artwork, even though, you don't really have to in an insert. It just kind of adds a little bit of flair to it. So it's nice that they kind of have some of the different artwork that was in Tapestry. I think that's also helping you see where to put the various things. So it looks like, okay, windmill, so it must be where you can place all those things. Put the dice in there. That is the one thing I was worried about. I have several sets of dice because I think I've got a set for each player. So I'm curious to see if that'll all fit in here. I'm hoping that it'll be able to kind of fit it in, cram it in somewhere, but that is the one thing I'm worried about. But kind of depending on how this ends up working out, I'll see if I'm going to get more folded space inserts in the future. Yeah, not too much going on, but it'll be interesting once it's put together. It's kind of hard to visualize because I'm not really sure what this is going to look like exactly. So, yeah, overall, I mean, it feels pretty solid. It feels like it's made of some like foam stuff. So, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how well that gets put together. But I'm very excited to try out this expansion, and I'm hoping that I can get everything inside the single tapestry box. It is one that I do go out of my way to take everything out of all the boxes to play with everything. So if it doesn't work out amazingly, I can still put it in probably 2 boxes now instead of having it in 3, and well, would have been 4 possibly with this. But I think this stuff could have probably fit in the main box without needing an insert. So that is everything inside the Tapestry's Fantasy in the Future envelope that they did, along with a quick look at kind of what what comes in the folded space insert box. And yeah, if you want to see our thoughts on Tapestry, we've actually got quite a few videos on Tapestry out there. I'll link that in the description below, so you can check those out to see what our thoughts are on some of our favorite civs. And I think we have a playthrough and a bunch of good stuff. And I'm sure once we play this, we'll have a first impression video as well, so check that one out. But otherwise, I hope to see you there. And as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling on our content.